Welcome, and thank you so much for clicking on today's video. This is going to be talking about some things that could happen on Wednesday. That would be tomorrow, but today, very nice move from today as we were able to see that go almost directly to the daily expected moves. So we're going to get you guys some updated daily expected moves for the SPY, for the Qs, and even for IWM. We're going to pop over into some volatility, but I think it's important that we continue to go over these things. That's why I'm trying to put out a video almost every day, because I really think this is a great time to go over these as everyone is plummeting and saying, yes, this is going to crash. We still haven't seen a break of that range yet. And overall, the things that we discussed last week during, or even over the weekend during our macro video, if you want to go check that out, are ways to really see if the trap is fully set for a big correction or crash. We didn't necessarily see a full combination of those things yet, which means we always give the time for the market to do something a little bit irrational. So we're going to get into the shorter time frames. We're going to go over the SPY, the Qs, the IWM, volatility today, and we're going to get started right now. So like I said, I think a lot of people are ignoring the fact that the daily chart is just right by that center line, right? If you do your homework in here and you're not seeing this go into negative territory, right? Not creating those divergences down here, just like we did over here. Notice we were able to go negative. But what were we pointing out on this channel? We're pointing out the 2-hour divergence that took us below the monthly expected move at that time. Now, we're not below a monthly move, but we can still do our homework in the middle of a range to see which way we're going to break. And we can continue to trade like water to see which way that is and have a bigger argument when we look at the macro scale for maybe a continued upside, some kind of bull trap forming over the next few months. That's really what the dollar is pointing to if you want to go check out last Saturday's video. But the key thing here with your technicals is just this. You've been in a range. You're going sideways overall. You do see that the MACD is close to that center line. If you see a good confirmation like this, how likely do you think it is that we're going to break through? Right? You can always get some random news that sends you down, but that's why we're going to do our homework on the 2-hour chart, on the 30-minute chart today, and discuss a lot of the things we were talking about over the weekend. So over the weekend, you did hear me say this. I said it in this morning's video. I said this could be a rejection high or low for the 2-hour. I don't like rejection high or lows. I would rather see them on the MACD. So during the discussion over the weekend, it was, hey, if we can continue that upside, we might be out of the woods. But if the 2-hour chart crosses down, you have to treat it like things are risky for a moment, knowing that if this does roll, this would be the exact place it would want to roll to make new lows. But something that we have, right? This is why we have weekly expected moves. If we were going to roll here and completely wipe out buyers, that would be completely contradictory to our weekly expected moves. Now, you will see times in trading where you will break these moves. It's a 68% zone. It's not a 100% zone. If it was a 100% zone, we'd all be rich because we would easily be able to play these ranges if it was 100%. Life's not that easy. So it's 68%, which means you will roll those moves. What does that mean? Well, this could have been one of those times. So when this crosses down, I'm cautious. But if it confirms back to the upside, something very cheeky is going on here. Now, we'll see if we continue to get more chop. But as far as the signals go, you have crossed up higher to the center line. You have actually gotten rid of this any kind of rejection high or low for the 2-hour. And instead, now you have the market. You have these indicators telling you that this is a highly potential marked off high or low. Right? If the 2-hour chart was going to cross down, we suggested you would test in these areas, right? We didn't even come all the way down to those areas, but you did test a lower spot where we did bottom from, and now you are carving that out. You're confirmed to the upside. So if this thing's able to go positive tomorrow, you will be testing these higher levels suggested by your daily expect move. 693. 05 to the upside, 681, 65 to the downside. Once again, a 68% zone, but they've been working really, really well. We went almost directly up to one, just shy of one today. Very, very nice. If the 2-hour chart is going to get this right, it says by the end of the day, we could be up towards that 693.05. So what's the risk here? The risk here is, one, the 30-minute chart most likely needed to roll once we actually tapped into these sellers right in here. Rolling from this position makes it very simple, very risky, right? You're going up towards that center line, you just roll and you go negative, easily going to the weekly expected move at that point. And you do want to be a little bit cautious with this as price action on the 30-minute has broken that low. But for now, if you're able to see a nice positive move, which you were, and confirm that 2-hour chart to the upside, everything's pointing in this direction, and we will go over this with volatility in a moment. So if the 30-minute does cross down, your daily expected move is suggesting to pay attention to 681.65. Is there a higher percentage chance that you are going to see a new low tomorrow? Or is there a higher percentage chance that if you rolled right here, you would retest to actually head higher? Your daily expected move is suggesting that the options market is telling you, hey, we do not have a high probability to make a new low tomorrow. Now, anything can happen, which means from the technical perspective, we go, how close are we to the center line? If I'm in a bullish trade, especially if I have a low expiration, low days to expiration, and I'm saying, hey, we're going to get to 700 by Friday. Well, if this 30-minute rolls, then I might want to manage that position for a moment, right? This is trading like water. This is just everyday practice and risk management. If the 30-minute is curling down, it's kind of hard for that 2-hour to continue in the upward direction. I just wanted to point that out. So as of right now, let's say if the 30-minute does cross down, that would be risky. If the 2-hour chart does cross down, that would be a little bit scary, maybe going to a weekly expected move at that point. But right now, the 2-hour chart is crossed up really close to the center line. It has confirmed and said, yes, this is a higher low. And now we have to see if we can actually confirm that fully by making a new high, which means a stretch up to 693.05 tomorrow would be the highest probable thing going into next session. This is very apparent when we look at the Qs, right? The Q is kind of making that double bottom signal, right? Getting that to cross up really close to the center line, always wondering, hey, if that does roll on the 2-hour in negative territory, is that risky? The answer to that is yes, but you always want to watch what the bulls are doing in this area, because if they carve out that higher low and we get a good confirmation, which you have a good confirmation as of right now, you can go positive. So this is trying to say it's a higher low. And what would be the risky thing? That means going into tomorrow, the signal for the 2-hour chart for the Qs is suggesting, hey, a tag of 614.78 is the most probable thing. If we're going to go to the downside, you have that 696. But we know this. If the 2-hour rolls again, trading like water, right? We are in that spot where if we break these lows, things can get a little bit hairy. But that doesn't seem the most probable going into tomorrow. As we look at the 30-minute chart here, we were able to see a move that went positive. So we keep going positive, negative, positive, negative. Very much so a battle between the bulls and the bears in this range, within a range, in fact. But we do see the 30-minute is positive in positive territory, and we actually have more space to the center line than the SPY. So if we wanted to, right, if the 30-minute crosses down, yes, that would tell me if I'm shorter to expiration, if that's my plan for if things are going wrong in my trade, then I might want to react to that for a moment. But your daily expected move is just telling you to watch 696. It is not saying a new low is the most probable thing. News comes out, Trump talks, things do happen, and reactions happen. But as of right now, the technicals are telling you that most likely continued upside, a test of these upward levels would be very, very probable as of right now. So if the 30-minute does cross down, yeah, it says, hey, it can be a little risky, right? The 30-minute crosses down, then the 2-hour crosses down. But the 30-minute cross down, you just look for that to pull back as of right now. If the 2-hour crosses down, you'd say that's a risky thing. But once again, the bullish things are what are confirmed here. These are reversal signals that all suggest what can happen in these charts for the SPY and the QQQs. It is suggesting that the daily chart can cross around, right? So that's why I shut off the daily chart for the SPY at the beginning of this video, right? The daily chart for the SPY right by that center line. So if I'm seeing signals that suggest that it's highly probable that that's going to cross up, I might want to be paying attention to them. We see some very choppy signals from IWM. We are getting a lot of chop back and forth. Now, this could be because of comments, because of Trump. I mean, the way I like to think about markets a lot of the time when it comes to comments from people, when it comes to data, is I kind of think and I just go, would the exact opposite move have happened if the opposite thing happened in reality, right? If Trump didn't come out and talk or anything like that, were we going to see the opposite reaction? But because he talked, are we seeing that reaction? That's how I think about things. I really think that overall markets move based on money, kind of like liquidity and things like that. I don't really think that markets move because of, even if you're going to crash and things like that. We've seen so many times where, right, we see a topping signal, we see the problem, we see a little dump off, then we go for another push, then the bad thing is actually the topic of discussion. A lot of it comes down to liquidity grabs and things like that. But as of right now, let's just get into the charts here. 2-hour kind of close to the center line, a little bit risky. So let's daily expected move 266.35 to the upside, 260.31 to the downside. I think the thing that you really want to be paying attention to for IWM is the 30-minute chart. The 30-minute chart here and price action will be very, very nice. For the 30-minute chart, we have not taken out that high, but we have wiped out a lot of the sellers. So something that could happen going into tomorrow, or at least something I want to pay attention to, is one, are we going to continue that 2-hour just crossed up? Can we continue that 266.35? That would pretty much be the bullish thing. The risky thing for tomorrow is you're going to cross down, and you are next to that zero line, right? You're right by that center line, able to go negative here. But if you look, there is a small box in here where if you retest this successfully, this can be a great opportunity. So this box in here would be very nice. Your daily expected move is a little bit below that, 260.31. But if the 30-minute was able to cross down here and make that higher low, you'd say 30-minute crosses down. Risky to go make a new low because we are in negative territory, but my daily expected move is suggesting, hey, and price action is suggesting, hey, maybe I should watch for a higher low right around anywhere from, I would say, 261.21 all the way down to your daily expected move of 260.31. So those are two areas that I would really be watching for a retest. But as of right now, the 2-hour just crossed up for the Qs, for the SPY. They're all trying to go negative. So we'll monitor this, right? But as long as that 2-hour chart is crossed up and not crossing back down, the bulls will be in control here for a bit of time. Now, what are we doing with volatility, though? How can we utilize volatility? Well, volatility, we're looking for the daily chart to cross down. Now, we are going to be prepared for something here. I think that if you want to continue this party for a few months, you're going to need the VIX to collapse. I think you are going to need it to collapse pretty hard. I think that this is going to have to collapse down into negative territory. The good thing about needing a collapse like that to really see continued bullishness for a time, I'm saying you pretty much, I think we need to see a nice squeeze here to get out of that range. And that's exactly it, though. We've been in a range for a long time. People keep making bets up, bets down, bets up, bets down. How much liquidity is stored up ready for this move, right? We are coiled up really, really tight, and the market's about to expand in some way. That's how markets like to move. We go through consolidation phases and things like that. Then we pile up, and then we see a big move. So what's the big move here going to be for volatility? Well, if this crosses down, then we would be expecting to break the top side of that range. We would be expecting to see some kind of squeeze. So what can we do on the 2-hour chart? Well, I was suggesting, hey, just look for that 2-hour to cross back down. It looks like we're in some chop. As of right now, we're still making higher lows. This means that in this type of position, anytime that 2-hour curls up, you say risk is pretty bad, right? It's risky to take any kind of bullish trade. But if you see those things start to confirm down, hey, we can actually see that this is breaking down. What we want to see here is taking out the previous low. I really want to take out those levels, and I want probably some kind of relief bounce that then does fail, right? We want to see a downtrend for volatility. And as of right now, you are cross down trying to go negative. So even volatility as it stands, right? We can always see changes in the morning. That's why it's important to know the opposite side of things, right? The risky things. But as of right now, the Qs are pointing up. The IWM confirmed the 2-hour up. The SPY confirmed the 2-hour up. And VIX has confirmed the 2-hour down. And all of those are really close to the center line. So you have VIX trying to go negative while everything else is trying to go positive. This is a recipe for a turnaround here. This is a recipe to break that range and maybe head to next week's weekly expected move. So as we look at this, we go, as long as we're not seeing a roll right here, nothing bad should really happen. If we can head to that upside, the best case scenario here is we want to see that new high. This is when you really can know we are highly likely to be out of the woods. If you can see a move past 697, past that high, we see something like this, you know that the bulls have pretty much won this battle, and you are most likely going to start to see those macro things we talked about on Saturday start to pile up over the next few months as we see more bullish continuation. So we'll have to watch this market very, very carefully. And like I said over the weekend, I think we are very close, if not this very week. I really think we could break this range this week. And this is the exact type of signal that can break a range. Hey, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Really do appreciate it. And my wife took some time. She's watching both the girls. It's been a stressful time for us. Colic is really hitting us bad, so keep us in your prayers. But thank you guys so much. I hope that this information was really helpful to you, and I hope that you're out there trading like water, managing your risk, doing all the things, doing all the good habits that traders do, and we'll talk more about those good habits in the next few videos. Later, guys. Have a great day. Peace out.